Hello, welcome to another episode of Coffee with a Kick. I'm Xander, that is Keegan, and we're here for Matchday 34 after, listen, I'll be honest, it was a good weekend and midweek for you boys here. You had two perfect picks on top of going 7 of 5. So, we came out pretty hot in that previous week action, which we'll get into briefly, as well as with our picks for this weekend. A shorter week. There must be some sort of domestic league action, domestic cup action going on that falls outside of the purview of our particular show. So we'll have to make do with what we have available, which is a bit meager. The pickings are not as bountiful as you would hope for otherwise. But anything you want to say before we get started here today?
Good weekend. I mean, we're trending in the right direction. The last 3-4 match days, we've been trending well. It's about how you finish, not about how you start. That's
right. We haven't been in the red, at least myself, I haven't been in the red since, since match day 27, I have not been in the red. Now, was one of those a break-even week of 0.07? That is true.
It's not red, though. It's not red.
It's not red. It's not red. And you've had some big moving days. You've had a little bit more dispersed, but, 11.72 units this week alone. That's why you make the big bucks. Then theoretical big bucks. 25 perfect picks on the season so far. So that is pretty good. But we'll go ahead and tackle that match day 33 action here right quick. Starting off with the first match, which was Brentford and Brighton. Brentford and Brighton Hove Albion. Let me get back over to my page here. How'd you like that one?
I liked it.
Yeah, it was Brighton. Just we can't trust them for anything. Basically, is what it comes down to. You can't trust them at home. Can't trust them away. Getting a red card in the 61st minute doesn't help anything. But you were already down 3-1 at that point. So, you can't complain too much.
Yeah, I mean, it was poor on me to believe that they were going to continue to be good away from home. I thought they were going to get it, but Brentford kind of took it to them.
It certainly did. And then we've got a double bagel on the weekend. Oh, by the way, we both got that one correct. Well, no, neither of us got that correct. I was looking at the wrong column there. Neither of us got that one correct. Because I thought it was going to be a draw. Wasn't even close to a draw either. And then 2-1, another one neither of us got correct. The double bagel that was Crystal Palace and Bournemouth. Even with, technically it's actually a good result for Crystal because they got a good old Chris Richards got himself a double yellow red card coming in the first half, which is just poor planning on your part. But he did that, and Crystal Palace still hung on for the point, which helps them with their positioning in that mid-table fight, especially with Bournemouth winning. They needed to get some points out of this one.
Yeah, boring match. Real snoozer. Yeah. Crystal Palace not even a shot on target. Bournemouth amounting 4, and you could feel it when watching this one. Second half, it was just Crystal Palace came out parking the bus. Yeah, as they should. And double bagel it was. I think no red card, maybe Crystal Palace's luck changes, but even before the red card, they weren't playing too well. So just kind of one of those off matches.
And as for another off match, Everton and Man City off until the last 5 minutes. Until the last 10 minutes of the match. Man City was looking at their own double bagel for a lot of this. And then Nico O'Reilly in the 84th minute with Mateus Nunes assisting. And then Mateo Kovacic from Ilkay Gundogan in the 90+2 to help City save face at Everton.
Hey, I already said it, man. It's how you finish.
There we go. Enough said. For the next one, also on Saturday, another draw. This one, a 1-1 draw. A good result. A very late-breaking 1-1 draw for Southampton. 90+3, Leslie Ugochukwu. I think that's close enough. Ugochukwu. Seems good. Pulls the Southampton side level with West Ham at West Ham's own place in good old London Stadium. A disappointing result for West Ham, to be sure.
Yeah, I mean, tail of their season. Got to take advantage of these opportunities, but there's a reason why you're sitting looking pretty ugly down there at the bottom, because you can't even beat Southampton at home. So you can't really, you can't fault them. Any sort of point here would have relegated Ipswich as well. Leicester is officially relegated. Ipswich would have been relegated had West Ham won, but they only got a point. Technically, they still have a chance, but Ipswich, sorry, you're probably still going to go down. But hey, West Ham keeping their hopes up for now.
Sorry, Tractor Boys, it ain't happening this time. It ain't happening. And then to Aston, this one went about as wrong as it could have gone for me. Aston Villa beats Newcastle 4-1. Not quite the 6-2 thriller that I was hoping, with Newcastle coming out on the victor side. This one Aston Villa won pretty handily. They started off quick and then solidified their position after the 64th minute, with Newcastle coming back into it in the first half. But that double whammy of 73-75, own goal to goal earned for Aston Villa, really, definitely sunk Newcastle in this one.
Yeah. Aston Villa just took over. No real bones about it. I thought they would win. I predicted 2-1 though, but 4-1 ended up being the scoreline. But talk about a beating. But from a Newcastle team that, you had already talked about it. They had gone. Yeah. They had won a game 1-0, 2 to whatever, 3 to whatever, 4 to whatever, 5-0, 5-1. So it's like the trend did not go their way.
Nope.
Because they got beat pretty bad.
Their next match should be fine, though. And then to the next one we go, which was skip one. Fulham and Chelsea. The first match there of Sunday. Another one of them London derbies, a local derby there. Fulham got off on a good foot in the 20th minute with an Alex Iwobi goal. But Chelsea, again, I thought a late-breaking action here. 83rd and 90 plus 3 for Chelsea to go ahead and take it 2-1.
Yeah, this one I was so close to another perfect pick.
Yeah.
But Chelsea had to steal it away. Kind of went as at least I expected. Kind of dull. Both teams really playing more defensive than anything. But good on Chelsea for finally getting a win. Let's see. Yeah, that was their last win.
Keeps them in the hunt.
Yeah, they had drawn the last 2, won and lost. Does keep them in the hunt slightly, but really depends on Newcastle. It's Newcastle's to lose as far as that last Champions League spot.
Which we'll pull up their remaining schedule here in a moment. We'll get to it with that, and then we go to Ipswichtown and Arsenal. Ipswichtown and Arsenal. Not much to say about this one. Arsenal came in, handled their business in the first half, went up 2-0, tacked on another 2 in the second. Ipswichtown, you can see the curtains closing on them.
Hey, perfect pick, man. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, it helps. Here. Certainly helps. And then, from there, we go to, it's so good to look at. Wolves beating Manchester United at Old Trafford. 77th minute, Pablo Sarabia goal. What else do you want out of this one? This is what I wanted. It was a victory. It wasn't quite the 3-1 that I was looking for, but we both picked my Wolves to overcome Manchester United, and so they did.
Yeah, like we both said, we're like, let's ride the hot hand. Wolves are hot, Man U's unpredictable, and at this rate, the Wolves, they may just run it out, I think they've got a shot to win the rest. That was supposedly one of the tougher ones, and it was a tough one. But to get the win against Man U is huge at Old Trafford.
Yeah. And it was good to see Pablo Sarabia in there. He was one of my most important players at the beginning of the season. I'm glad to see he's making that seem like less of a bad prediction coming at the end here. And then we go to Leicester and Liverpool. Leicester and Liverpool, again, not a ton to say about this one. It was more dull than I would have thought, for sure. I mean, Leicester held on until the 76th minute, with Trent Alexander-Arnold getting the goal there for Liverpool. But it ended as we had expected.
Yeah, I definitely thought there'd be a lot more fireworks in this one, but really just kind of a slow, methodical. I don't really know what else Liverpool is playing for. So yeah. It was kind of interesting to see their players just kind of holding back. I mean, maybe they're already looking towards the summer. Who knows? But,
they're in they don't get injured mode. Let's just not get injured, okay? Don't stress yourselves too much.
Don't get injured mode. If they even get a point out of match day 34, they win the title. So they know that it's looking good. All they got to do is draw Tottenham at home, and they'll win the title, which I think will be the earliest a team has won the title since City did it a few years ago when they won it on match day 32, I believe. It was 32 or 31. But, yeah, I mean, weird match, but Liverpool still won it. Mm-hmm. Riding into the trophy celebration already.
Yep, and then to wrap up the Matchday 33 proper, Nottingham Forest came through for us as well. It came through for me, excuse me. They won 2-1 over Tottenham. They continue to be disrespected, so I continue to pick them. They were not favored against Tottenham, and Tottenham is, as we can see on the table, very bad. They are in 16th. They have 3 points out of their last. Let's go with 4 points out of their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches. As we talked about in the preview to this, it seems that Postecoglou won just enough at the right time to keep his job. Because outside of that little 3-week span where they won 3 matches in a row against questionable sides, I mean, it was against Brentford's pretty good. Manchester United, we have seen, is not good, and Ipswich Town is getting relegated. So that's not exactly a great showing. And outside of that, they beat Southampton, cool, and drew Bournemouth. So it's another mark against them in this one.
Yeah, this one was tough. I mean, thought it was going to be a lot of goals. It wasn't, which is okay. Doesn't make for the best TV. Not sure what they're thinking. Yeah. Got to give me some goals. But, yeah, Nottingham, disrespected. You hit the nail on the head. Keep picking them if you can.
Oh, and it looks like it is official that the top 5 table getters will be going to the Champions League.
Yeah, official top 5 could be top 6, maybe even top 7, depending on how Europa League and Champions League end. Because if Arsenal win the Champions League,
they get automatic bid, which then bumps it down one more.
Yeah, and then Europa League winner also gets an automatic bid, so then that bumps it down another spot.
Oh, wow. So
there's a chance there could be potentially 8
EPL teams in the Champions League next year. Now, that's asking a lot of Arsenal, obviously, but they don't have anything else to play for.
Amen to that.
And then we moved to the midweek action, which was Manchester City taking out Aston Villa. The clash of the forms was this one. I mean, Manchester City was riding a good bit of form, but Aston Villa had come in with 5 straight wins. Yeah, 5 straight wins up until this one. So, City did their job, took care of business. Neither of us got the perfect pick, but we still got some good units out of it.
Yeah, I thought there were going to be a lot of goals, but happy for the win. It's a big win for City. I think it's going to be a confidence booster. It's not, you're not a lock for the Champions League spot yet, but winning that one
certainly
pretty much puts City in the driver's seat for Champions League. Like, Newcastle could go over them if they win. Nottingham could go over if they win the game in hand. But now Chelsea's behind City. Villa's behind City. So it's really going to be City put it in their own hands now for Champions League.
Yeah, which is a good place to be in. And they don't look now, but with the result that Arsenal just had, Arsenal drawing Crystal Palace, which is, Crystal Palace, who just barely managed to draw Bournemouth. Arsenal got theirs at the beginning and the middle, sort of. It was like 42nd minute. The Crystal Palace came back twice in this one, is the bottom line of this match. And that's a good showing for them. Again, another resilient showing from Crystal Palace, and this one at Emirates Stadium. So, not even on home territory for this one.
Yeah, good draw from Crystal Palace. Kind of been Crystal Palace's MO this whole year. They play a bad team, they play bad. They play a good team, they play good. I thought they honestly deserved to potentially win, but a draw is still good.
I had done some wrong math on here. I accidentally still had you as this one being correct for you, but you had picked it 2-1, which it did not end up being. So you're still in the green for this week, but it was 6-5 you went with 2 perfect picks. I ended up winning the weekend, 5.5 units for myself on 7-5. I got the last 5 picks of the weekend correct, from Ipswich Town through the end. But we'll quickly move into the Matchday 34 action. Just straight into it, with the first one being Chelsea and Everton. Now, we were talking about Chelsea. Chelsea is on the outside looking in right now, 2 points behind Newcastle, 3 points behind Nottinghamforest. The goal difference is all very close there, and 4 points behind City. So they'll take them 2 weeks to catch City. Everyone else they could catch in a single week, depending on goal difference, which they are beating Nottingham at the moment. I do think that they'll be able to take care of Everton. I'll say that it's like 2-0. They're at home. We'll go 3-1. 3-1 is what I'm going to go with. Not 23-1, but 3-1 for myself here.
I'm going to go 1-1. I think Everton's got the stuff, and Chelsea's not been in the most consistent form. So I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1 it is. The next one is Brighton at home versus West Ham. A clash of things that we don't really want to see. How do you have this one going?
I have it 2-1.
2-1 for Brighton?
Brighton wins 2-1.
Man, I hate picking Brighton at home, but I think you're right. I'm going to go 1-0. Just West Ham's not very good. They're lucky there are worse teams in the league this year, is what it kind of boils down to. Yeah, because they're at 36, so they're probably going to hit like the traditional 40 and be safe. But we've got a team that's trying to they're begging to get 15 total points on the season. You got lucky, is what it boils down to. Then Ipswichtown and Newcastle and Ipswichtown. Is up next. Ipswichtown, this is their last gasp, technically, right? Technically, it's their last gasp. I don't think they can do it. Newcastle was riding high up until the loss against Aston Villa this weekend, and they're back home at St. James's Park. And I think they do. I think it's going to go 3-0 here. I think that the Tractor Boys go out with a whimper.
Yeah, I've got it 2-0. I think Newcastle win. Basically, Ipswich needs West Ham to lose out the rest of their games. Ipswich has to make up -20 goal difference, which would honestly be probably more miraculous than Leicester winning the league.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion. Don't think it's going to happen. Newcastle's going to send them home, literally and figuratively, back to the championship with a 2-0 win.
And then we go to Southampton and Fulham, a team who has been officially relegated. How do you have that one going?
4-0 to Fulham. I think Fulham needs to get back in the win column. They know that potentially there's some Europa League action, maybe some European Conference League spots. I know their manager really wants them to get into Europe, so a win would be big, taking them over 50 points. I think you got to beat a team like Southampton, who is probably on their best point streak in a while over the last 8 matches. So
yeah, 2.
You got to give it to them. So you got to show up, Fulham, but I think they take it 4-0.
Yeah, your best run of performance is 2 draws, bookending 2 losses. They had a win and a draw, bookending 2 losses back from match day 10-13. So that's technically the best run of 4 over the course of 4 weeks in the season. Otherwise, this is it. But yeah, I think not 4-0. I don't know that Fulham has 4 goals in a single match. They haven't had any recently. They got up to 3 again when they beat Liverpool, shockingly. They did officially break the streak of win-loss. But yeah, they haven't scored. Wow. I mean, they barely scored over 2. I think, is that right? Hold on. I'm going to keep going. Okay, yeah, it looks like they've only scored over 2 goals twice this season. 3 times. So I'm going to keep it at 2. I feel good about that. 2-0 for me. And then my Wolves take on Leicester. 3-1 win. Easy peasy, color breezy, whatever. Got to keep on moving up that table. What is color breezy? Calabrese? I don't know.
Yeah, I wrote down 3-1. I like that pick. I think Wolves are going to take it. And I think they're going to usurp Man U and Everton. I haven't given my Man U prediction yet, but that gives it away a little bit. I think that they're going to jump to 41, and then with only 4 matches left, they've got a chance to actually catch Crystal Palace and Brentford. Potentially even top 10, depending on how Brighton does. So this could be, if they can keep the streak up here against Leicester, not think it's an easy team. Let's, kick it around a bit. I mean, Wolves could put together an impressive run here.
Yeah. All right. And then to the aforementioned Bournemouth. The aforementioned Manchester United. They are taking on Bournemouth. Do you have Bournemouth winning this, or would they draw?
Bournemouth takes it 2-1.
Wow.
That's how I have it.
I've got a double bagel. I think it's going to be boring. Bournemouth probably should score, though. I'll leave it as double bagel. Why not? And then something that would have looked really nice at the beginning of the season. Liverpool versus Tottenham. At this point in the season, is not that. Liverpool versus Tottenham. I think Liverpool takes it. I don't know. I'm going to say 5-2. No, 5-1. Just spanks them.
Yeah, with it being the potential, this is our title game, I'm going to go 3-2. I think it'll be more exciting because Tottenham, I don't think would want to be the team that gives Liverpool the title.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, I just think that essentially Liverpool has to lose for them to not win the title. Any point gets it. I think it's 3-2. They get a late goal to win. They celebrate, yada, yada, move on to next year.
And that is the end of what we have for this match day. 7 matches only on match day 34. We'll make them up at some point.
Nottingham Brentford?
That's on Thursday.
No Nottingham Brentford?
We could do it now if you want. If you wanted to do Thursday and Friday's matches. I think Friday technically breaks into the next match day.
Yeah, let's leave it.
Yeah, we'll leave that one.
That's interesting. Thursday, match day 34, then a match day 35 Friday match.
We could do Nottingham and Brentford real quick. I don't have the.
I have it 2-1 Nottingham.
2-1. I mean, that's what I was thinking. I'll go 3-1 Nottingham then. And we'll figure out the rest later. All right. That brings us to the end of match day 34 with Nottingham and Brentford coming up there very last second. Anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Let's stay in the green, man. Stay in the green.
That's the goal. Till the end of the season, like my Wolves, we are staying in the green. Until we get back with our next episode, you can go ahead, like and subscribe, go to the Substack, do that there. We're on all the podcast platforms. You should probably plug these things at the beginning of the show. But until next time, why don't you go ahead and grab your coffee, watch some soccer, and we'll see you on the other side. Tambieta.